Yo, what's up, guys? I'm starting a new series today, and we're going to be giving you guys a beginner's course for free on how to start trading in 2026. I know a lot of people, like myself included, are confused on how to start trading, and I know I was lost for sure for a while. I didn't understand anything really about trading. I didn't understand the basics. I didn't understand what strategy was. I didn't understand what anything was. So I was just always at a loss, when I would hear things and I'd watch videos and people would tell me to copy these, implement these strategies, but it never really made sense to me because I was a beginner at the time. So as I started to learn how trading goes and as I started to get some experience for myself in the markets, and now I'm at a level where I feel comfortable where I can teach people on how to do these same things I did. Yeah, we're going to go over that in this video. Maybe you guys are confused on where to start. Maybe you guys are confused on just everything that is involved with trading. And in today's video, I'm going to hope to help you guys get a little bit of a foundation. I'm not going to pack this video with too much stuff because I know it can be information overload once you first start trading and you don't really know what you're doing and you try to take in all this info at once. It can be a little too much to handle at times. So we're going to start off with the basics. As you guys can see here, a stock is an individual share of a company. It's a share price of a company. So for example, Ondas Inc., electronic tech company, for one share of that stock is $12.55. These numbers to your right and left that you see here, this is how much it went down on the day. So it went down to 50 cents, 58 cents on the day. So that means before this went down that it was at $13 and whatever cents. And then it went down 58 cents, and now it's $12.55. This is the percentage of this number that it went down. So it went down 4.42% of whatever it was at before. That's the percentage of this. So now that we understand that basic things, that all it is a share of a company, next we look at things like what is a stock itself. All right. Well, a stock is an individual share of a company. And this chart right here is essentially showing us what had happened in this last hour of the position. So if you can go on any time frame you want, you can do the minutely, 5-minutely, all these different strategies. And I'm not going to go too in depth on these right now because I'm just trying to teach you guys the basics, but that stuff is more for in a different video. But what you need to understand is that these candlesticks tell a pattern. These candlesticks are the foundation of trading. Right here, you can see the entry point. This stock closed right here. The entry point of the next stock is going to be right there where that body closed. That's where the next stock is going to come. There's no gaps in the market. You can't gap up. The reason that there's a body in the wick is just where that candle went in the time frame. So if we're looking on the hour time frame, we can see that in this hour, this candle went all the way up to here and it went all the way down to here, but it closed right here. This is where it closed. So we know that this body is where the candle closed. And we know that these wicks that are off are a little snail trail of where that candle went that whole time. A lot of people, when they're beginners in trading, they start to try to get into strategy work right away. For me personally, this was something that I was so confused on because you're hearing people like TJR and you're hearing all these people tell you to copy their strategy, but I don't even know what the basics are. I don't know what I'm looking at when I look at this chart. And I want to help you guys understand what you're looking at if you're a complete beginner. Everything on this chart I'm going to try to answer for anybody who's just brand new. And if you're not new here, you can just go to the next videos. But yeah, these prices on the side are just obviously the price point. So that means January 2026, Friday the 2nd, the price at that time was 10.27. And now today, price ended at 10.73 or 10.55, whatever. Post market went up. But what you guys can see is that these things are pretty basic, and this is just a time frame of the past hour. Every one of these represents an hour. We can go on the 5-minute and we can look at the same exact thing. Boom. All these candles are 5 minutes. They're all a 5-minute candle, and they give you a similar pattern to what's on the chart. But not the same. And for me, I was so confused when I would look at different time frames because I didn't understand that each individual share was a different, or each individual candle was a different time frame and how it changed the shape of the pattern so much. But um, yeah, you can just think of how many little 5 minute candle frames are in this little 1 hour candle. There's probably a fuck ton of them. So the next thing I want to go over with you guys is how you can start learning and developing your strategy and what works for you, along with the basics of TradingView. So the basics of TradingView is you only get a certain amount of stocks that you can add to your watch list in whatever focus list. And for me, with my strategy, I'm looking at the tech stocks. I go in one sector and I just stay in my sector. I stay in my lane. But with before you even have a strategy, before you even develop a strategy, I would suggest you just go look at the stocks and get yourself familiar. Just come on the charts and start looking. Start looking at different things, start scrolling backwards, start seeing what patterns are making, start noticing little things. Just try to get yourself familiar with the charts. Spend a little time looking at the charts. Because trading is a tricky thing, if I'm being honest. It took me a while to understand this. I've been doing this for about 3-4 years, so it took me a while. And I'm telling you, one day it's just all going to click for you. It just is like a snap of a finger, and just you understand what you're doing. That's how it was for me, at least. But there's a lot of different factors, and there's a lot of different bullshit that you're going to hear from people. You're going to hear, oh, do this, do this, do this. You're going to hear people trying to tell you, oh, you need to know what a doji candle is, and all this crazy shit that you don't need to know when you're a beginner. You don't need to know any of that. When you're a beginner, you need to understand the absolute basics of what's going on. You need to know what stocks look like when they move. You need to know what the market does when there's news. You need to know things like that, basic principles. Why a stock moves, why a stock falls, why a stock rises, what a stock is. I would suggest you do some research on all those different things. Just even what a stock is, like why does a stock rise? Why does it fall? What does it mean when a stock goes up this much? What does it mean when it falls? What is a recession? What is all these different things? It's very vital that you guys research and understand these concepts. Now, as we go deeper into trading, we can start unwrapping our strategy. We can start unwrapping different things that you guys, can start to understand and put pieces together. What a lot of people try to do is they try to feed information down your throat, and you're not even understanding the basics yet. They try to give you strategy, they try to give you this, but they're on step 100 and you're on step 1. So we have to put this in a way where the basic person can understand, a person who's a noob, we have to put ourselves in the shoes of a person who was just like us at the beginning. And that's what I'm trying to do here with this series. But I want you guys to know that no matter what strategy somebody gives you, no matter how somebody teaches you, you have to go out there and do some of the research on your own. I can give you the absolute basics and I can give you the things that you guys need to know, but there's only so far that can go. You need to be able to figure it out and have conversations and watch other people as well, not just me, but really just hone in on learning the basics first. And don't try to learn it all in one night. Don't try to learn this all in one day. This is going to take time. It's a new skill. It's something that you're completely foreign to. So it's going to take some time to learn. But one thing I can leave you guys with for this video, this was kind of just an introduction video to the series, but one thing I can leave you with on this video is when you look at different sectors and different industries, there's different ways to trade. All right. For example, the Forex market versus the US versus crypto. These are all just completely different markets. So when you're going to pick a strategy, you don't want to pick a strategy that is for Forex, but use it in crypto market. Like that's just doesn't make sense. What we want to do is specify for what we're trading, and we want to actually trade that. We want to specialize in what strategy that we're performing. And what a strategy is, for anybody who's confused about that, is a strategy is just a set of rules that you trade by. So basically there's, for example, I'll say a support and resistance. People go by support and resistance levels to if a stock goes above that certain point, they're going to make a trade. It's just different signals that you get. You can be a news trader where you trade off good news or bad news of this company, or you can be a technical trader, which is you trade off charting, you trade off indicators, you trade off different things of those sorts these are the two different, that's just overall is what a strategy is, and you can implement whatever strategy you want. You can be a news trader and a technical trader. It's really like a jump shot in basketball. You have your own style, you have your unique play style, and you learn from other people, of course, and you try to figure out the best way to do it most efficiently for you. And there's a lot of different ways you can trade, and in this video, I'm just going to give you guys some different strategies. The most commonly known ones are support and resistance, and for example, the one I trade is called the breakout strategy. We're just looking for momentum moves, and that specifically goes very well with swing trading. I want you guys to make sure that you pick a strategy that is going to be congruent with your schedule, congruent with what you do. For me, I get up every morning at 8:15 and I trade the 8:30 to 3:15 market. There's pre-market and post-market as well. That's another thing you guys need to know. When you trade, there's a 15-minute period before the market opens that stocks is being traded by big institutions or big funds, or if you were in the position earlier, time frame. And then there's also a 15-minute after where post-market, as you can see right here, it says post. This is post-market. Post-market price was 17.34, but then the actual closure of this stock was 17.27. But post-market is going up. So you need to make sure you understand post and pre-markets, because it's not vital for trading, but it's a good thing to know, because there's little tips and tricks you learn as soon as, you start trading the live markets. You learn how to put a stop loss. You learn what different terminology means, a buy and sell put limit. You learn different things. And last key suggestion is on this video is I'm going to tell you guys some things that you can do right now to get yourself into a position where you can start trading tomorrow or the next day or whenever you feel like you're ready and you have the info. It never hurts to start. So step number one, we're going to say, is download TradingView, download Webull, download whatever platform you can paper trade on. The first step into developing as a trader is to practice. Paper trading is that practice. It's like a scrimmage for a basketball game. It's not the real thing yet, but we're playing a scrimmage. If you put this into terms of a sport, you want to understand your basic strategy first. You want to do some research. You want to understand. You want to get a strategy going, and then you would ideally want to paper trade with that strategy and start learning and developing that strategy. So my first action step for you guys is to, number one, set up your accounts, set up a paper trading account, and then learn your strategy. Learn the basics, learn the strategy, take what I said in this video, watch more videos about the absolute basics, look up on Google. I would honestly say just Google stuff. Like, start Googling what is a stock? What is this? What happens to a stock when this happens? Research and find out different things about that stock and what a stock is itself. And once you understand that, and once you have a strategy, then you go to paper trading. Paper trading is the next step, and that's how we put this utilization to practice. My next video, I'm going to be talking about my specific strategy, the basics of that strategy, and I don't know if everybody wants to trade that strategy. So I'm going to try to make these videos in a little more broader terms where the person who's trading whatever strategy they want can still learn from these videos, and they can still understand and gravitate and take knowledge from these videos. I want you guys to know that you don't have to be rushed in this journey, and this is going to be a slow process, and you guys are going to have some times where you fail, and you guys are going to have some times where you feel like giving up on this trading, and you're going to have days where it doesn't feel like it's working, but I promise you in the end it's all worth it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. The next video should be coming out in the next couple days here, but this is just an introduction to the new series that I'm doing, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. See you guys in the next one.